Hello friends, Mandar here. I am back with another video. In today's video, we'll cover some important questions that I have been getting in my last couple of videos regarding October visa bulletin and the preparation for that. So we are going to try to answer those questions. And we'll also talk about October visa bulletin, what is the likely scenario and what can you expect from it. Although I covered it in my previous video, I'll provide some additional details on it. And also don't forget my giveaway. So watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration and lifestyle related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And for your specific immigration needs, before you take any action, you should hire a competent immigration lawyer. Now check out the links in the description because those are affiliate links and you might find something interesting, and that will also help the channel. And while you are down there, do hit the like button. It will also help you get into the giveaway. So with that out of the way, let's look at the first common question that I got in my videos. Now in the last couple of videos, we have been talking about how there is a possibility of dates becoming current in the October visa bulletin. There are a few dozen congressmen who have sent a letter to USCIS director asking them to make all the dates current in the October visa bulletin for employment based category. Now based on this, I have created many videos and you can go check them out in my last couple of weeks. But in relation to that, I have been getting called out that why are you creating so much hype about these dates becoming current, because that is highly unlikely. Now the reason I did this was, and I explained it in my previous video, is because I want people to be prepared just in case if that happens. Just in case the dates become current, there is only a window of 30 days or 31 days in October where you have to apply for your 485 and you have to be prepared for that. Now there were a bunch of questions related to that saying, what do you mean by being prepared? Now when I say being prepared, is being prepared with the documentation. So say for instance your I-140 is approved with your current company and you all of a sudden you find yourself that your date is current. What happens then? Then you have to apply for your 485 EAD and AP card. Now there are a couple of things that you need to have in original, such as your marriage certificate and your birth certificate. It is very important to have the marriage certificate in English. If it's not in English, you need to get it translated into English, because in India there are a lot of municipalities and cities that issue the letter or marriage certificates or birth certificates in their native language. So if you are in Marathi or you are in Gujarati or Tamil Nadu or wherever you are from, you might find that few decades back your birth certificate or marriage certificate may have been in a native language. Now here in the US, get it translated and transcripted and notarized before you can issue it to USCIS. So that is one of the preparation that you will need to do. So go back and check your marriage certificate and birth certificate for each family member and make sure it's in English. So that's one thing. The other things are your visa related history. Go back and get all those I-797 forms, all those previous passports that were expired, and keep them ready, keep the copies ready, because I know it's easy to forget about those things and easy to misplace them, having gone through many changes in the homes and locations and things like that. So you might want to prepare for those kind of documentation. Another thing is, try to remember the travel history, because there are some questions related to travel history. When did you go out of the United States? When did you come back? You need to know your travel history. So try to remember those dates. When did you have those long vacations for your marriage, for your cousin's marriage or some get together back in India? Try to remember all those dates and be ready. Another thing is residence history. Now you may have been in the US for last 10, 15, 20 years and you have been, you may have stayed in a lot of different locations or even different cities, and sometimes you forget those addresses and things like that. And those are the things that are needed because USCIS asks us for the history of last 5 years or 10 years of your resident history as well. So you might want to keep that prepared as well. Another is job related history. Your resume will tell you your job history, but sometimes you may have tailored your resume for your next job application. So make your resume current. Go through each and every job that you had. Make sure the dates were reflected correctly, because you don't want to specify a date when you did not have a non-immigrant visa. Say for instance you worked in US or you worked in Canada or you worked in UK or in India. all those dates should line up with those corresponding visas. Now US will only look at the US, so if you have stated that you have worked for an employer in the US from starting from this date to this date, you should also back it up with a visa. You should also have a visa for it to back it up. So those are the kind of details that you need to go through. You don't want to find yourself in a situation where you specify a date for a job in the US, whereas you never had a corresponding non-immigrant visa H or L that for the dates that you mentioned. So those are the details, those are the fine details you might want to check. Because in case you get an interview, what happens in the interview is the visa officer is just going through your documentation and they can pick on any inconsistency that they see in the documentation and they can ask you about it. So you have to be ready about it. Next thing what you can be ready about in preparation for your 485 is also make sure that you thoroughly review your I-140 application, I-140 petition. What is the job profile that was described in the I-140 petition? What are your skills that were described, and those sort of things. You have to be thorough with the application that you have already submitted, and also be familiar with the 485 application. So when you fill out your 485 application, make sure you remember or make sure you take a copy of that, ask for a copy of that before you submit it to USCIS, and be thorough with all of your answers that you have already submitted, because those are the kind of things that USCIS will ask you just in case you are called for an interview. So that's what I meant by the readiness of just in case your dates become current in October visa bulletin. So I hope that explains, and if you have any more questions, do put them in the comment section below and I will try to answer them right there or make another video for it. Now the next popular question that I got is, if these dates became current and I have a I-140 from my previous employer, but recently I changed my job to a new employer and the new employer hasn't started the green card process yet, they haven't started the perm and I-140 yet, or even if they have started, we haven't got our perm approval yet or I-140 approval yet. So can we use the previously approved I-140 from my past employer to submit the I-485? So I know for sure that some of you are interested in stock trading, day trading, buying cryptocurrencies. I want to present you Webull. Webull is a trading platform. It allows you to buy stock, it allows you to buy options, do options trading, and also it allows you to buy cryptocurrency. Webull 9 was released with a brand new home and market page, asset page, and economic calendar. Also, Webull Cash Management was launched with 5.8% API with no fees attached and no minimum balance and unlimited withdrawals. This is amazing. New Webull USA users can still enjoy 5.8% APY and get up to 12 free stocks when making an initial deposit of each is valued between $3 and $3,000. Feel free to take advantage of this. Join through my link and you will get those free stocks. Now the simple answer to that question is no. As per the normal I-485 application, you need to have a I-140 approved by your current employer. Think of it this way, this whole EB application for your green card is based on an employer sponsoring you for a green card, sponsoring you a green card to work for them. Now if the sponsoring company was previous company and they no longer have a job for you, that doesn't become a case for 485 or adjustment of status. Simple as that. So you need to have your current I-140 approved by your current employer to be able to apply for 485. Now you can always recapture the date from your previous I-140. That you should do absolutely. You should never miss out on the earliest priority date that you got from your earliest approved I-140. So that you should do, but you should have your current employer's I-140. Now USCIS in the past, in the last 2 years, have bended their own rules. When they had lot of visa numbers available in a particular year and when they had to issue out green cards left, right and center because of the pressure, political pressure, they had made some exceptions and they had bended their own rules going along with the previous I-140s from a previous employer. They have done that. But in the normal processing, from my knowledge, if the dates become current, you will need to have your current employer's I-140 approval notice to be able to file your I-485. So that is my understanding. So again, if you have more questions related to you, if you have your peculiar situation in regards to job change or I-140 approval, you can contact me on my Patreon or on my Calendly, or put down in the comment section below. I'll be interested to read them. Now those are the two important questions that I wanted to answer. Another thing that I wanted to answer is, what is the likelihood of this becoming a reality? because a lot of people have said that I know the process, what needs to be done when you need to apply for I-485. I'm more interested in how likely are the dates really going to become current, and the likelihood of that happening is very low, to be honest. USCIS will have a lot of ramifications if they implement this rule. Last time when they implemented this rule was for a different reason. They wanted to generate more demand to use up their visa numbers. This time it is not a problem because there are 700,000 I-140 approved individuals that are pending. So there is no shortage of people who are ready to submit I-485. And even the pending applications in I-485 are more than 200,000. So there is no shortage of applicants. So they will not do for the same reason that was the situation back in July of 2007. So this time if they do, it will be under the political pressure from the Congress to make the dates current, just to get people into EAD and AP. Now the practical problem for USCIS is going to be accepting all these 700,000 applications in 1 month and issuing the receipt notices and then processing them. They will not have visa numbers. These individuals will still have to remain in pending adjustment of status until a visa number becomes available to them to get their green card. And the second point that USCIS has to consider is they will have to keep renewing these EADs and APs for free of charge, because these renewals probably don't have any fees associated with it. So those are the two things that USCIS might be concerned about. But absolutely this will be a great opportunity for people to get into adjustment of status, not having to worry about their status, and rely on their EAD and AP to continue to do their job and travel until they finally get a green card. Also, the biggest beneficiaries are going to be those children who are about to get aged out or who are aged out. This aging out situation will be relieved with this, because USCIS recently made a policy change that they are going to use the date of filing chart to establish the aging out scenario. So if the dates are current, all those kids who are in the pool of 485, their age will be locked for their application. So this will be a biggest benefit to them. Now realistically, there are about 700,000 or more than 700,000 I-140 approved applicants that are ready to file the green card. So that number is exponentially large because these are individual applications. So when the 485 applications for these 700,000 get submitted, that will be quadrupled or tripled to more than 2 million or 2.5 million applications or visa numbers pending in the adjustment of status. So imagine if you have 2800 per year, and if there are 2.5 million petitions pending, how many years it will take? Just do the math. So this year it will be 700,000 petitions coming into October, and next year onwards it will be more than 200,000 petitions coming into the backlog, coming into the I-485, because if this happens, it will be every October. So although you will be in adjustment of status with EAD and AP, the backlog will exponentially grow year after year. Now there are only two other things policy wise that USCIS could adopt. One is recapturing of those 300,000 visa numbers back from 1992 onwards that were unused visa numbers. So that could alleviate a little bit of a backlog. And then the second thing they could do is exclude the family members from the visa limits. So only the primary applicant picks up the visa number, but the rest of the family does not pick up the visa number. They can easily do that. That could relieve this backlog issue. But other than that, I don't think there is going to be any other changes in the Congress. Now the realistic scenario is going to be this might not happen. The dates might not become current. And in that case, I already told you about my prediction for October visa bulletin. EB2 and EB3 may go until end of 2012, and EB1 will go until end of either 2022 or it will go up to the current filing date chart date for EB1 India, which is June of 2022. So that is my prediction for EB1, EB2 and EB3 in the realistic scenario for October visa bulletin. And in the optimistic scenario, everybody will be current. So I hope you like the content of this video. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, because that will also get you entered into the giveaway that I have for mid-September. It will be an Apple Watch of the new generation that will be released next month. So like this video and also put a meaningful comment, and also like and comment on all the videos leading up to the giveaway. So if you like the content of this video, do hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.